From the Bill Freilich Athletic Center at UHAS McGinley Stadium at Penn Hills High School, this is the Coach's Corner. Along with the head coach of the Penn Hills Indians, Neil Gordon, I'm Bill Novari. Neil, we could talk all we want about last week's victory at Plum, but the big word this week, obviously the big matchup with Woodland Hills. How's the team looking health-wise going into this week and preparation-wise? And it seems like every year it comes down to Penn Hills and Woodland Hills for the conference.
Yeah, if you would have asked me in August, I would have told you that this is the year that it probably won't come down to being that matchup. But the kids have progressed very, very well, and they seem to be getting better every week. We've remained relatively healthy, knock on wood. And yeah, you're right. Again, it's the big matchup for one of the top seeds for the conference championship, a chance for us to have beaten Woodland Hills in an unprecedented 4 straight years. So, yeah, it's the big game and a great way to go into the playoffs.
Defensively, the Indians have played well all season. You have to be proud of the kids, the way they've been played. Obviously, you need another big effort from them Friday night against Woodland Hills. What is the key matchup, the Indian defense against the Woodland Hills offense?
I think the matchup has to be that we can't let them get big chunks. 65-yard runs by Farish and Griffin, or a 70-yard pass to Gronkowski, or a punt return or a kickoff return. We need to make them work for everything they're going to get. For us to sit down and say that we're going to shut them down is preposterous. That's not going to happen. They're just too talented of a team and too well-balanced of a team. But if we make them work real hard for everything and give them 3, 4 at a clip and make them earn first down by first down and have a perfect 10, 12, 15-play drive down the field, that's a better scenario for us. Hopefully they'll throw in a hold there somewhere, or jump off sides, or put the ball on the deck, or throw an interception or something like that. So I just think that the cheap big ones are of what have destroyed their opponents this year. And if we're going to be other than another victim, we're going to have to stop that from happening.
Admittedly, the big question mark coming into the season was the Indian offense. Struggled early, although it seems like the offense just seems to get better every week, especially with the play of your young quarterback, Tommy Fulton. This week, is more of the game going to rest on the shoulders of Tommy Fulton, or is it going to be on the kids like Aaron Williams, the running backs? Where in the offensive scheme are you looking to put the emphasis?
Fulton. If he loses, it's his fault if we lose. No, Tommy, certainly Tommy's going to, drive the boat, and see what happens. He's got a cast of characters that he needs to take advantage of, Aaron certainly being one, and Darby and Blakeman and Sipe at the fullback spot, and our wideouts, Carlos and Carter and DJ and Andre Freeman, and, the play of Eric Taylor and Joe Rash at tight end, and, the offensive line goes without saying. But Tommy has been the pleasant surprise that has made us average close to 40 points a game in the last 3 or 4 times out. So a team averaging 40 points a game versus a team that is coming off 4.5 straight shutouts is one heck of at least media anyway, showcase. And Fulton is running the show, albeit that he's a sophomore and still a puppy. He's still running the show.
For the past couple of years, I've been a big critic of getting field turf or some artificial surface here at UHAS McGinley Stadium. We're still with the grass, one of the few teams. However, with the possibility of rain showers tomorrow night and the field getting a little bit sloppy and Woodland Hills speed, is it now that UHAS McGinley being a natural surface almost turning into a home field advantage for the Indians?
I don't think so. We're pretty fast ourselves. If we were slow and they were fast, then maybe you could say this might be an equalizer. But we're beating a lot of teams with a lot of quickness and speed. So, and we've been throwing the ball a lot. We have the ability to throw the ball, and Woodland Hills has the ability to shut down our run to make us throw the ball. If it's real sloppy out there and rainy and so forth, that's going to hinder us. It's going to hinder them in running the ball. It's going to hinder us in throwing the ball. So I don't see a home field advantage whatsoever in this scenario. And even the fact that Woodland Hills is coming here, I don't know how much of a home field advantage it is, because we're so close and the games have been toss-ups at either place. So I think Woodland Hills feels right at home here. And they've been mutters all their life. I don't see it playing any role right now. Now, next week, if we tear this field up pretty good tomorrow, next week might be a different situation because that field might be very, very bad. But we'll take them one step at a time here.
Now, if the weather gods put their weather machine in your office tomorrow for safekeepings and you got to tinker with it, what would you do?
I don't want it to rain. As much as everybody listening to that might say you're wrong, I don't want it to rain. I want it to be last year was such a sloppy mess. Who made the most mistakes and who made the mistakes in a critical situation? Who dropped the ball and fumbled the ball and couldn't get a grip on the ball and slipping on coverage and slipping on punts and extra points. And I would just assume be at a dry field, maybe a little of an advantage to Woodland Hills, but let's see it dry and see what happens.
So take Mother Nature out and let the kids decide the game.
Yeah, that's what I would like to happen tomorrow night.
Now, what does this game mean for the playoffs for the Indians?
Well, we've already clinched home field. I think that the winner of this game would be a very high seed, probably second to Upper St. Clair. And the loser would be looking at maybe a 5 seed or a 6 seed, but home field advantage nonetheless. So other than the seedings, it doesn't really make much difference. We're both home next week, and it's not one of those games we have to sit there and say, "Oh, geez, if we lose, we're done." We don't. If we lose, we're coming back Saturday morning. If we win, we're coming back Saturday morning. So it's a big game for bragging rights, and it's a big game for, I guess, title and so forth. But next week's the big one.
You brought 3 more seniors with you as we're getting close to the end of the year here.
Yeah, Joe Rash. I've been saving Joe for a while. Number 45, our legitimate Division I player. He's a tight end, and he can block, and he's a great blocking tight end. 255, 256 pounds. He's a Big Ten type tight end. But I see his value more on the defensive side of the ball. A 255 or a 260-pound defensive end that can get off the ball quick as a cat. So, they're talking about Gronkowski and the tight ends from Woodland Hills. It might be a little game within a game to see Joe bump on heads with that kid. But Joe's been a 3-year starter for us on both sides of the ball. Joe's one of those kids that we try to figure out how to get off the field once in a while to try to save him a little bit. He's got a lot of football ahead of him, I think, and look for number 45 to play a significant role tomorrow night, rain or shine. Second one, Terrell Blakeman, not Teddy the sophomore fullback, but Terrell, who was a fullback that we've moved to defensive end now for maybe the last 3 or 4 weeks, and he's in there quite a bit now. We try to rotate his defensive linemen, the ends and tackles, to make sure that they're healthy and well rested, and try to give them a blow once in a while. And Terrell has really filled an important spot there for us. He's becoming more and more comfortable with the defensive spot, understanding the stunts and when he's got contain and things like that. And the more comfortable he gets, the better off this team's going to be. So Terrell is now maybe 6 weeks ago not an impact type player for us, but now he is, and just in time. And the third one, Isaiah Wilkerson, he's a defensive lineman. Everybody calls him Big Breakfast. I've been calling him Big Breakfast, and when I was coming on, I said, what is his name? I forget his name. But personality to the max, just a great kid. Is on the scout teams, offense and defense all the time, and he works like a dog. And he's played some defensive tackle in the games, and not just mop-up duty at the end, but he's been in there when it was significant, and he's done a great job for us. And when we sat there and said that the offense and defensive line, the biggest problem was depth. Both these kids, Isaiah and Terrell, have alleviated that little bit of a headache for us. We're not afraid to throw Big Breakfast in there anymore, and certainly not afraid to throw Terrell in there. So as time goes on here, as we start getting into this last week and into the playoffs, all 3 of these kids now are going to play significant roles.
I've been looking for the interview with Isaiah Wilkerson. As you said, the personality. You walk into the locker room, he's always smiles, and he keeps telling me, "I'm ready, Mr. Navari. I know my questions. I'm ready." So I got to throw some different questions at him tonight to catch him off guard. But I know he's been excited about this.
Yeah, he's a good kid. You want to come into the locker room and see Breakfast there, and I enjoy seeing him there. I try to figure out something to scream at him for once in a while, just to keep myself in shape. But Breakfast is a joy to have around. He really is. Kids love him.
And this has really been a great group of kids, from seniors, juniors, sophomores. This is a lot of fun. I think the most I've had in 13 years with these kids.
Yeah, I think so too, Bill. And I think our 6-1 record is, indicative of the type of kids we have. They'll do their screwing around. They're going to be kids, but when it's time to straighten up a little bit and listen to the coach or listen to the teacher or listen to mom and dad, they do it. So, a big question as to the development of this team is going to depend on what kind of kids we had and were they coachable. And we're 6-1, and I'm not sure we should be 6-1, considering Bethel, North Hills, Gateway, and some of those teams we've played. But I think a lot has to do with their physical abilities, but I think a lot has to do with their mental capabilities and their character and discipline. And these three kids tonight are pretty good examples of that.
I'm sure it keeps coaching fun. Best of luck in the conference championship game tomorrow night against Woodland Hills. But stay healthy with the games that count. Start next week right here at UHAS McGinley, and look forward to talking to you with you next week.
Good. Thank you, Billy.
Coming up next, our Seniors of the Week as the Coach's Corner continues here on the MSA Sports Network. Our Seniors of the Week, Mary Lemieux, Terrell Blakeman, and Joe Rash of the 2006 Penn Hills Indians. Let's start with you, my buddy. Isaiah Wilkerson.
Yes, sir.
They call you the Big Breakfast. Why do they call you the Big Breakfast?
Because last year and this year, during Hell Week, I used to be the first one line to get some breakfast.
What is your favorite part of the Big Breakfast?
Pancakes and sausage. Nice little syrup. Yeah.
Anything else?
Nah, nothing else.
You've been looking forward to this all season. I'm glad to have you on. The coach was talking about the way you are in the locker room, the way everyone's seen it. I go walking in there. We had the break before you guys come out, and all the players are like all excited because the Big Breakfast is coming on. Do you want to talk about how does that make you feel whenever you're in that locker room and everybody kind of like rallies around you a little bit?
We're just one big family. You know what I'm saying? Everyone likes everyone to succeed around here, so we just take that all to heart. We all get proud from one another, so we just make sure that everyone succeeds and gets on top, and that's what we got to do. Okay. Sort of like some support team.
And you kind of want to go into the business a little bit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to be going to internship for the Channel 11 news team, so hopefully I'll taking your job.
Okay. Well, you know what? We've agreed that you can do it right here. Go ahead. You can interview the other two guys. Go right ahead.
All right. We're here on the breakfast show, and I have here Terrell Blakeman. So, Terrell, you have a younger brother, Teddy. Do you two ever ravel out whenever you're at home?
All the time.
All the time. So, what do you think about the game that's going to come up? How do you think we're going to do?
Man, I hope my man A-Wall just break for $150. My man Hollywood, dog. I hope my man do his thing.
So, at the end of the game, what do you think the score is going to be?
I don't know. I hope a whole lot to nothing, basically.
I also have here Joe Rash, number 45, a.k.a. King Joffrey, a.k.a. the Kid. So, Joe, going to this game, how do you think we're going to do?
A victory. It don't matter how we do. Just know we're going to get it done.
Right. So, Joe, you like defense more offense, am I right?
Yeah, I'm not really an offensive guy, but Coach Gorham put me where he need me, so I got to help the team.
So, how many tackles and sacks you think you're going to get this game?
This game, a rough number of sacks. I'll go with a nice low figure of 3. Tackles, looking for double figures.
Good. So, whenever we come out, what's going through your head whenever we come out the tunnel? What are you thinking about the most?
Victory. That's it.
That's all we have is victory here, folks. Want to take over?
Oh, no, you're doing great. I think I might have to retire this year. But no, that's outstanding. I mean, you guys, obviously he kind of hit everything with you guys. I mean, Terrell, one thing was talking about, you see Teddy out there a lot. He gets a lot of the PA announcements. You got to do it when you make a tackle, so you don't get as much. But still, you guys root each other on a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's been like that since we've been playing in Wilkesburg. He do something, I'm not in. He'll get his props. I do something, my bird get my props. I know that. But it's been like that. That's one thing my dad always taught us. Support your brother. Even though he's doing better than you, I'm doing better than him.
Dad influenced you guys a lot?
Dad and my mom. My mom wasn't here. I don't know what I would be doing right now, though. Yeah.
That's great, Joe. I know your dad's been a big influence on you. He's up here at practice all the time. Has he been the biggest influence on your career?
Yeah, I would have to say so. My dad, along with my mom, my oldest brother, too. My family's a tight-knit group. So, yeah, they play a big role in what I do.
Okay, well, best of luck to you guys. And who'd you like better? Oh, okay. Well, best of luck to you guys against Woodland Hills. Hopefully you guys can bring home a conference championship, and best of luck to you guys in the playoffs. Our seniors of the week, Isaiah Wilkerson, Terrell Blakeman, and Joe Rash of the 2006 Penn Hills Indians. Coming up next, it's the Big East Conference Championship, the Penn Hills Indians and the Woodland Hills Wolverines, and it's coming your way next here on the MSA Sports Network. From UHAS McGinley Stadium in soggy Penn Hills, Pennsylvania, tonight it's the Big East Conference Championship between the Woodland Hills Wolverines and the hosts, Penn Hills Indians. A very pleasant good evening to you as best we can. I'm Bill Navari. Great to have you along here tonight. The Indians tonight, 6-1 overall, 4-0 in the conference, take on the Wolverines from Woodland Hills, 7-1 overall, 4-0 in the conference. The Mount Lebanon Blue Devils knocked off the Woodland Hills Wolverines in week 1 by a score of 23-14. Since then, the Woodland Hills Wolverines have pitched 5 shutouts in the next 7 games, given up 28 points since then. That's a 4-point per per game average in their victories. They've won at Baldwin, North Allegheny, Central Catholic, and in the conference, Fox Chapel, Gateway, Plum, Kiski. Now tonight they take on the Indians. Indians an opening week win against Bethel Park. The following week traveled up to North Hills, were shut out 19-0. Since then, they've beat McKeesport, Kiski, Fox Chapel, Gateway, and Plum. Both teams undefeated in the conference, and tonight's winner will be the top seed out of the Big East.
Hey, how you doing?
Captains at midfield for both teams. The captains for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, you have Vondre Griffin, Luke Trowell, Rob Gronkowski, and Greg McClellan. For the Indians, you have Joe Rash, Carlos Scott, Andre Freeman, and Aaron Williams. Big game tonight, no matter if these teams reach 0-9. This would be a huge game between them. Biggest matchup of the year between the two teams. And they look forward to this. Can't remember the last time Penn Hills and Woodland Hills played here at UHAS McGinley, and it wasn't in a downpour. Of course, once again tonight, it is raining. Although the field in much better condition than it was last year at this time when these teams met here in week 9. And the Mud Fest decided on a late field goal, an Indian victory, which gave them the conference title last year. And it looks like the Indians have won the toss. And they will elect to receive and get the ball first to start things off here at UHAS McGinley. The Indians in the gold helmets, red jerseys, gold pants. The Woodland Hills Wolverines, the teal helmets with the black stripes, the white jerseys, and the black pants. Playoffs will begin this coming Friday night. Both Penn Hills and Woodland Hills will be at home regardless of what happens here tonight. Winner of this game will most likely be a number 2 seed in the playoffs, either Penn Hills or Woodland Hills. And then you have to start figuring things for whoever does not win tonight. I think Woodland Hills lost. They should drop no lower than 4. The Indians may stay at number 4, possibly number 5. But I think you'll see the winner at number 2, the loser at number 4. But both teams will be at home Friday night to start round 1 of the playoffs. Teeing it up for the Woodland Hills Wolverines. It's number 90, Mike Belcito, the senior. Plays kicker and the punter. You see back for the Indians, Carlos Scott, flanked by Chris Darby to his left.
And on the near side is DJ Wild. Squib kick. It'll be taken by Wilds at the 15-yard line. Tries to find some room and does across the 20. Will go down at the 25-yard line. So slick ball tonight will be in order. So the key to tonight's game, which team puts it on the carpet the least? Maybe a big factor. Tommy's Fulton under center I formation behind. Fulton will give it off to Aaron Williams. Will bust his way ahead for a pickup of 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Indians. Very special happy birthday tonight for Matt Strauss, number 21. While the parents are here in the press box, he's home having a wild party. Clock running, approaching 11.5 to go here in the opening period. Penn Hills, Woodland Hills. Tommy Fulton, the sophomore quarterback. Sipe is in front of Williams, and it'll be Williams again. Williams, left side, will have a 1st down for the Indians across the 40, out to the 42-yard line. A pickup of 12 on the play, and the Indians get a fresh set of downs. Going to be interesting to see what would happen if the Indians do get on the board here early. Again, the Woodland Hills Wolverines shutouts 5 of their last 6 and 4 straight. Last team to score on the Wolverines was Central Catholic in their victory at the Wolverina. Wide receiver screen. Are they calling it a fumble or an incomplete pass? They're going to call it a fumble. They called it a lateral over to Carlos Scott. Carlos Scott will lose 3 yards on the play. And the Woodland Hills Wolverines get the first break of the game at the 28-yard line.